Hello, my name is Franco, and today I'm going to talk about the questions that were made on the class of recuperation. The first question is, which decade you think this picture is from? How do you think life was different in each time period? Well, for this question, I'm going to choose the first picture, that is the one where there is a black and white TV. Uh, I think that this picture is from the 1950s. Uh, it seems like it is for those years, yes. Um, I think that life was very different in that time period, comparing it to now, because there wasn't that much technology, and also it was like more than 60 years ago. So, yeah, there were many different things. For example, talking about this theme of the TV, well, in the 50s, you had to know at what time there was going to be your favorite show on TV. Uh, but now, for example, you can watch whatever you want at any moment, and you don't depend of that because there are the streaming services. So, yeah, it was very different the experience to watch TV back then. Mm, Now I'm going to talk about the second question, which is, what do you know about the following decades? What were some popular inventions? How did people entertain themselves? I'm going to talk about the 90s. Yes, I have heard that in those years there was a lot of fun with the music, with listening to rock music. The pop was also very popular, and the young people used to go to clubs. And because in those years there wasn't that much technology yet, it was just appearing. So, yeah, those were simpler times, uh, is what I have heard. The popular inventions of that decade are the MP3, Google, the DVDs, the GPS, etc. And people entertain themselves by being a lot out in the street and hanging out without phones. So, yeah, it seems a really fun time period. Now I'm going to talk about the question number 3. For these questions, I'm going to choose the the 80s, from 1980 to 1990, those 10 years. The first question is, how did people used to do everyday chores? Well, they used to wash their clothes with their own hands, not with machines or device. And also they used to cook by themselves. There were no deliveries like now. So, yeah, and what transport the next question, what transportation would they use? Well, they used cars, but there were old models, not that advanced like now. And also there were taxis, but there were no applications to ask for them. So you will have to call them on the street. And yes, those were the principal transportation. And, well, also they use more bicycles that they use it now. And for the last question, it is, in which decade would you like to live? Why? Well, I would choose to live in the 90s, because I think it is, there are some years that seems really nice, and there were a lot of good things, like going to clubs or listening to the music that was popular back then. So yeah, I would like to know more about those years.